welcome back to Mega Man 4, Buster Only No Death Run, and we're going to go after the next two Robot Masters, which are pretty easy, but of the two, we're going to go after the harder one, which I guess is relatively speaking, but Dustman. And when I first played this game growing up, I laughed at his design. I thought it was ridiculous looking. In fact, most of the Robot Masters in Mega Man 4 are kind of cheesy, but I guess that adds to the charm of this game. Now, first starting off, you're going to have to jump over that shield attacker because otherwise it's going to smack you right away. Kind of nasty placement, that. And we have these little, what is it, up and down pit hopper enemies? This is the only place they show up in the first 8 stages of the game. Like, they don't show up anywhere else until castle stages. That's just how rare they are. And, no. We are not going to pick you up there, Extra Life. You're just bad luck. So this next section, after we get past an obligatory jump big, was very hard for me when I was younger. Like, maybe because I was just impatient, or I just couldn't get enough, I guess, perseverance to really get through slowly and surely. But I had a very hard time getting through this whole area, and this really is taxing to the NES limits, it seems. You could tell from all the flickering. But yeah, you just take it one platform at a time, nice and steady, and you'll get through this very easy without much trouble. Don't rush it. Man, these ladybug enemies, they're getting a lot of mileage out of these, aren't they? Just ignore that one and keep going. What do you got for us, Eddie? Absolutely nothing, as usual. Okay, this part garnered a lot of deaths when I was younger, because at the time I was not very perceptive on what constituted how far down those pistons could go before they crushed me in relation to the blocks that I had shot out before. So I had a lot of unnecessary deaths here when I was younger playing this game for the first time. And this third set of blocks, you kind of want to get rid of all of them, because you're going to be going back and forth through this next section after these pistons, which are actually reaching all the way to the ground as you clear out this side, right beyond it. Very tricky level design here. Whew. And a little bit nerve-wracking. Okay. So kind of the biggest time waster for many a speedrun, I'm sure. And believe it or not, we're actually towards the end of the level. We've come across one or two more enemies, including a new type of Met here. He kind of just stands in place and spins around shooting bullets, which is interesting. And gotta have one more jump big, because this level was just not easy enough. Now, Dustman is a very easy boss. Like, there's only 2 major things that he'll actually do to you. So one of the first things is the Dust Crusher. And of course, he is very jump happy. He's one of the more jump happy bosses of Mega Man 4. But yeah, the Dust Crusher is pretty easy. As long as you jump just before it gets to you, you'll evade the split, and then it'll go harmlessly in the 4 directions. Then I jumped a little too early there. So you gotta be right before as it comes upon you, that's when you jump. And then his second batch of attack is the sucking in motion, kinda similar to Magnet Man. And he's invincible during this animation for some strange reason. I don't know why. Probably to make him a little more harder than he is, because he's too easy as it is. So basically, you really shouldn't get hit at all during this battle if you know what you're doing. And for the robot rematch stages, he's kind of a recovery boss. So if you have a bad bout with either Drill Man or Ring Man or maybe even Skull Man, yeah, you go to him to get some more energy refill. So he's definitely a boss that I'm going to come to and utilize as recovery. It's all about planning and strategy. So now we get Dust Crusher, which it's an okay weapon. It's kind of like a shotgun blast sort of weapon. Powerful, but overall not too memorable. So we got 2 more left, and I'm pretty sure y'all know which one I'm going to do next. So until the next video, everybody, see y'all later, and stay retro.